Good morning, guys. So it is now Tuesday morning and I'm home by myself. All the kids are in school. I have about an hour before I have to go pick up Isabel from preschool. But Wendy asked me a question to go over my rotation plan that I do for myself every month. So I'm going to do that today, seeing I have a quiet moment. I like to film these kinds of things in peace and quiet so that you don't have the background noise of the kids screaming and playing and sometimes fighting, as such happens in life. So while I have some quiet time here, I'm going to go through my rotation plans again. And of course, please remember that it is that my rotation plans don't always work for everybody. Everybody's an individual and we all have different personalities, and so what I do might not necessarily work for you. But if this helps, then that's good. Just remember that if you don't want to stitch on something, then don't stitch on it. Like, don't force yourself to stitch on something that you don't want to stitch. For me, I have no problem working on the projects that I'm working on because I love each one of them and I give them enough time that I feel happy within the month that I actually accomplished something. So I'm going to turn you guys around and I'm going to show you my calendar that I wrote up. I have gone off of it and I have done some different things, but I'm going to show you that because it goes to just prove the point that, you don't have, just because you write something out doesn't mean you have to follow it to the key, So I'm going to go over that and I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so what you're looking at here is my calendar for the month. As you know, I finished my learning sampler here. So these first 2 days I did nothing but work on the learning sampler, and I did that until it was finished, and I just so happened to finish it on the 2nd. And then of course my focus piece for this Christmas season is up on the rooftop, and because I only work on it for the Christmas season, I give it a majority of my time. So the top line is what I work on during the day, and the bottom is what I work on in the evening. The top part, yes, I stitch in the morning and at night. Once the kids are gone to school and on the bus, I work out, and then after I work out, then I do my stitching, and I do it periodically throughout the day. Typically just in the morning, and then in the afternoon I do house stuff. But sometimes I will do house stuff in the morning. It all depends on life and the day. But I work on this during the day. Always during the day up until the kids get home from school. Periodically in between taking care of Isabel and doing the housework, then I sit down and stitch here and there. I roughly stitch for about 3 to 4 hours in between 7:30 and 4:30. And then the evening pieces is Catch the Wind, and I do my evening pieces in the evening after the kids have gone to bed. So I typically start stitching at about 9 o'clock, and I stitch till 11 or 12 o'clock, depending on how tired I get. So here I finished, and then I put in Frozen White because I wanted to not let Frozen White, just go by the wayside. But I have not stitched on Frozen White, so that I didn't actually do that. I got my R&R piece probably somewhere over here, and so when it came to Belle, let's see, I scheduled in Belle because I didn't know when I was going to be getting the piece because it was coming from the UK, and so I scheduled it down here. But then when I got it over here, I decided to start working on it. So I moved the R&R piece up here So I worked on the R&R piece. I worked on 2 different R&R pieces, which is round robin, all here. So I worked on it in the weekend and then all here, and then I had to work on it on this weekend too because I wanted to do the 2 pieces and get them sent away, which they will be getting sent away this week, probably on Thursday when my husband's off shift. So yeah, I worked on the round robin, and then I decided that for Up on the Rooftop, I was happy with the progress that I had done in these 2 weeks. And so I'm not actually working on Up on the Rooftop here. I have decided to move Esther's Wave up here. So I'm actually working on Esther's Wave. I worked on Up on the Rooftop yesterday, and I got to a place that I was happy at stopping. So today is Tuesday the 18th, so I'm actually working on Esther's Wave right now. So I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to do my Jessica stitches and my band. And I'm going to work on that until whatever I get it done. I don't know, it might be done maybe here where I'm supposed to do it. And then because I want to get Nala done, I might work on her full time for the last week and just see how much of her I can get done, because I do want her to be complete by the end of the year. I finish her, which I highly doubt I will, then I will go back to Up on the Rooftop. So we are right here right now. So I did the R&R here. So here I am doing Belle. So I just flipped these 2 around just because the R&R piece came and I didn't want it to just sit there because it had gotten behind because there were some health issues within our stitching family. And so we put the R&R on hold until they got those figured out, and then now it's moving again. So I didn't want them to sit any longer than they have already been sitting, and so I got them worked on. So that's why I switched those 2 around. And so I might work on Frozen White on the weekend, seeing now that the R&R pieces are done and I couldn't work on them there. So I might work on Frozen White on the weekend and just, you know, even if I do a couple of blocks, that's okay. It's something. It's still moving. And then, of course, Esther's Wave and Nala. Nala will be worked on until for the remainder of the last week. And then if I don't finish her, then she'll get worked on in November. And hopefully she'll get done in November. But that's just my rotation for this month. The short version is I typically give a project a week. The evening projects get a week's worth of work. The daytime projects, because it's the Christmas season, they're typically either specialty pieces or BAPs, which are fully stitched projects and confetti heavy pieces, such as Up on the Rooftop. Well, it's not really confetti heavy, but Frozen White is in some places. Anyway, the point is, I do my specialty stitch pieces and my large projects during the day. One piece gets 3 weeks and one piece, like it all depends on what I'm stitching. For right now, Up on the Rooftop gets 75% of my time because it's only being worked on for the 3 months. And then the evening pieces get 1 week a piece. And so that's how I do my stitching rotation. And if I don't feel like I want to do that, such as these 2, then I switch them around. If I feel like I'm happy with where I'm at one piece, then I will stop and I will go on to the next piece that I have scheduled. You know, it all depends, but just don't be afraid to wander from what you have written down. These are just my thoughts on paper, and I don't necessarily need to stick to them. So guys, those are my thoughts on the rotation that I have made. Remember that what I do doesn't work for everybody. Some people do really, really good with rotations, and some people just stay as far away from them as possible because they just can't be bothered to be told what to stitch. And I don't look at it like that. I look at it as I need to see what I'll be working on each month. I kind of at the end of each month, I kind of think, what do I want to work on next month? And I kind of have those projects in my head. But I need to see them on paper so that I know where in the month I'll be stitching on them, to know that they'll be getting the attention that they need, because I like to give my projects an ample amount of attention each month, the projects that I'm working on that month. I mean, not all of my whips. But the projects that I want to work on, I want to give them a significant amount of time to get a significant amount of progress into them. And so it varies every month. It just so happens right now I'm very into what I'm stitching, and so that's why you're seeing the same pieces month after month progress, because I'm enjoying stitching on them and I don't find it a chore, and I don't find it like, oh, I want to stitch on that piece. I don't look at it like that. I really enjoy what I'm stitching and I love what I'm stitching. And so when it's like, okay, I'm happy with this progress. I've done 7 days on this. I'm good with that progress. Okay, oh good, I get to stitch on this one next. And so then it's kind of like, oh, I wonder where I'll get on this piece this month. So then you just work on it until it's time to switch out. So I hope this works for you guys. I hope you guys find a way that works for you guys and that allows you to get a good amount of progress done every month. If you have any questions or you want to just shoot ideas off me, please message me or leave a comment below and we will talk. Okay guys, I'm gonna say goodbye for today because this is a long video already. So I hope you guys are all having an awesome day and I will see you guys next time.